bring U.S. troops home from Afghanistan. The war in that country, America's longest military engagement. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo at the signing of the agreement in Doha, recognizing the significance of a 7-day truce.
It was not perfect, but the Taliban demonstrated, even if only for a week, that when they have the will to be peaceful, they can be.
ABC's Julia McFarlane in London with how this will play out.
Initially, U.S. troops will be reduced down to just over 8,000 from their current level of 13,000 stationed in the country. We expect that to happen in the coming weeks. This agreement does not mark the end of the conflict, but it is hoped it can pave the way, finally, for a lasting peace. The U.S. has spent $750 billion on this war, and tens of thousands of lives have been lost, including some 2,300 American soldiers in its 18-year history. Julia McFarlane, ABC News, London.
Polls are open in South Carolina for the state's primary. The 2020 Democrats hoping for a boost before Super Tuesday.
Bernie Sanders.
Months of advertising, town halls, and handshaking finally come down to a 12-hour period of voting. The ballot here in South Carolina lists the 7 active Democrats running for president, along with the 5 who withdrew after absentee ballots were printed. Only 2, Joe Biden and Tom Steyer, plan to watch election returns here in South Carolina. The others are campaigning in Super Tuesday states. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Charleston.
Oregon, Washington State, and California, all with new presumptive cases of novel coronavirus awaiting confirmation from the CDC. And California's Santa Clara County.
The virus is here, present at some level, but we still don't know to what degree.
County Public Health Officer Dr. Sarah Cody after a second case where a patient had no known exposure to an infected person. Now at least 62 confirmed cases in the U.S. You're listening to ABC News.
Legacy of Rock, brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
He grew up in different locales around the world, including Egypt, and started taking drum lessons at 12. He then managed the prog rock band Curved Air before Stuart Copeland joined the Police in 1977.
Legacy of Rock, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. Get guaranteed low prices and excellent customer service at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Now exclusively at the Home Depot. Give your lawn a 1-2 punch with a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action and save 50% on a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Ultra Feed. Pick up both bags. Apply Triple Action now to knock out tough weeds and Ultra Feed 8 weeks later to green and feed all season. 2 bags. 1 stronger, greener lawn. With a 1-2 punch of Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action and 50% on a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Ultra Feed. Now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. While supplies last, selection varies by store.
In Philadelphia, a man leading police on an hours-long chase inside of a stolen ambulance last night. Officers saying that while responding to a domestic disturbance call, the suspect suddenly leapt into that vacant ambulance on the scene, took off. Police helicopters tailing the ambulance almost 2 hours during a low-speed chase through the city. ABC's Dan Cuellar was on the scene in Philadelphia just as the suspect ended his crusade.
It could go no further because it lost both front tires during this chase that went on for miles, over and over, for over an hour and a half. As the suspect was taken into custody, he suffered a gunshot wound to the left leg in a shootout with police. He's now at Jefferson Torresdale, where he is being treated for the gunshot.
Minor injuries to one police officer reported during the incident. It's one more note now about the coronavirus shutting down TV shows and concerts all around the world. We get more from ABC's Jason Nathanson.
The Amazing Race halted by coronavirus. Season 33 of the CBS reality competition show has temporarily shut down production, according to Variety, out of an abundance of caution as the virus spreads across the globe. CBS says in a statement, no one involved with the show is sick. The move comes as the wildly popular K-pop group BTS canceled several shows in South Korea, and the band Green Day postponed shows in Asia over coronavirus concerns.
ABC's Jason Nathanson in Hollywood. This is ABC News.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire. And we'll give you this barbershop quartet who'll sing the name of the perfect hire.
Vince Lundy.
Vince Lundy.
Vince Lundy. Vince Lundy.
Okay, there's no quartet. But skills tests, that's a for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Visit Indeed.com/promo today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
Dave Packer, ABC News.
ABC News this hour is sponsored by the Woodland Bank. We're here with Sue and Brian Harris, owners of Eagle Nest Lodge.
We've got 14 cabins from 1 to 5 bedrooms in size, and we're on the north shore of Cutfoot Sioux Lake, which is a bay on the northeast corner of Big Winnie.
Oh, we are a very family-friendly, fabulous location resort, one of the best beaches in the state.
Well, we were struggling with another local bank. We had an initial conversation with Kurt, and then have been working quite a bit with Wayne. We got the immediate impression that they wanted to be on our team and work with us and help us to move forward. So it's been a wonderful experience.
I think everyone we've worked with has been fabulous. They've been just very supportive and just really easy to work with.
I think they're the friendliest bank around.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
That's the Woodland Way.
Classic Radio weather.
Here's your KOZY weatherology forecast. Daytime highs approaching 35. Today, under cloudy skies, southerly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Cloudy skies again. Tonight, a few flurries possible at times. Lows level off around 23. Cloudy tomorrow. Mixed precipitation possible at times. Daytime highs approaching 42. A mix of clouds and sun. Monday, with highs in the low 30s. Chance for snow Tuesday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 9 above.
James Caverly here, owner of Caverly Computing with today's Tech Talk. Trying to find something on your Windows computer? Pushing the Windows key and typing the name of what you are looking for will cause your computer to search the web and your hard drive for everything that contains what you typed. For more great tips, call us at 218-301-1460 or check us out online at caverlycomputing.com or find us on Facebook. This is James Caverly from Caverly Computing with today's Tech Talk.
It's time for the Sports Issue on AM 1320 and FM 93.1 and KOZYRadio.com.
Now back to the point again. Grand Rapids to Bischoff. Shot goal! Bischoff makes it 4-0.
And finally, a backhand dump in by Ryla, and Jernander on the forecheck knocks the puck off the guy's stick, feeds to the front of net. There's Ben Trombley to the mask, save, goal, Jernander.
The Sports Issue is brought to you by Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, Jimmy John's, Northern Star Cenex A&W of Deer River, and Anderson Glass. This show is also brought to you by Dondelinger Ford, McDonald's, Woodland Bank, and Super One Foods.
Not a lot of give on this hardwood floor. If any,
you don't
give.
say.
Was that obvious?
Did they teach you that at broadcast school too?
Yes, Landon, they did. 32-19, 8:40 to play in the first half.
Here, gains some speed through center. Goes in, shot, goal! Oh my! Jeff here! Top show!
The Sports Issue starts now on 1320 and 93.1 KOZY. Happy Leap Day! Yes, it is February 29th, our final day of the month here in this leap year. Happy Saturday. Joe Gigliotti with Sheldon Willis. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's your leap day going so far?
I was, and I don't have this off the top of my head, but how many leap days fall on Sports Issue days, which make them doubly great?
This might be extra historic today.
Yeah, we may never do another leap day Sports Issue in my lifetime.
We might not. Now, I thought you were going to do this show until like your 80s. No?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
I'm going for Sid Hartman. I want to do it when I'm 100. What? What?
You know, maybe you should
do your hearing aid commercial. Oh, okay.
Yes. we love Sid. We do.
We do. We did.
We do.
We follow. Well, okay.
All right.
He's a Minnesota institution who should be institutionalized.
You know what we should do since it's leap day? You and I should do like leapfrog. What do you think?
Nope,
Nope.
not going there.
All right, fair enough.
Landon Young, lithe, spry, athletic. Landon Tinsman is coming in to go out to Duluth with me to do the game. Maybe you and he could do the leap. That sounds like something that you two would be more into than me.
Well, I don't know. I'm not as young as spry as him.
No, but more than me.
All right, fair enough. Hope everybody's weekend is off to a great start. A lot to get to on today's show. We will have a live state wrestling report. Our friend John Nalen down in St. Paul giving us reports on our area wrestlers. And he's been a busy guy, and you've been a busy guy editing those and putting those together. Looking forward to chatting with John in just under an hour.
Yeah, he's done a great job. 11 area wrestlers, 4 from Rapids, 7 from Deer River, and 3 from Hibbing, and Trey Fairbanks into the semifinals. He, I believe, runner-up last year. His senior year, his last chance to grab a state title, ranked second, and so go for it, Trey.
We'll also chat about Gopher hockey game last night against Michigan as the Gophers trying to win a Big Ten regular season championship. We'll see how that one went last night with the Wolverines. Also, we will chat about the Wolves and Orlando. Had a good close matchup last night. The final 2 boys state hockey teams punching their ticket last night in action. And finally, we will be joined by Greenway boys basketball in studio at 9:30 as they get set for playoff action.
And seeding's starting to trickle out. I am actively refreshing my 7 single A QRF page to see. That's supposed to seed today. They've done the QRF ranking, the point totals for today, so I assume those seedings will be punched and finalized within the next hour.
And we may have boys state hockey seedings before we go off the air as well. We shall see.
I'm sure those will hit my Twitter feed with many comments from many places.
I'm going to steal one of your words. While you continue perusing.
Yeah, okay.
I just like that word.
Okay.
Perusing.
Perusing, okay.
Yes. Now, last night you did not have a game to broadcast, but I mean, what else would you do besides go to a game?
Well, 2 really good teams going at it in Nashwauk, and it's close to my house, and my wife agreed to go with me even.
Oh, wow.
I was schooling her on the finer points of pick-and-roll basketball because Cromwell's pretty good at it. So, oh, you see that pick? What's a pick? Okay, we need to explain this. Okay, give me a pencil and paper.
Sounds like a romantic Friday night.
It was all right. It was good. Yeah, I was impressed. I think Nashwauk, Keewatin hitting on all cylinders now. They, I believe, will be the number 1 seed, of course, and we'll finalize that soon. But they were taking on Cromwell Wright, and Cromwell from Section 5, I believe, should get a number 1 or number 2 seed from Section 5. And they are 19-4 on the year. Nashwauk-Keewatin took it to them pretty good. I don't have a scoring total, 67-55 the total. And interestingly enough, Cromwell Wright started out on an 8-0 run. It was 8-0 Cromwell before the Nashwauk fans had a chance to cheer. And what did Nashwauk do? Ripped off a 19-0 run. It was 19-8, and it very seldom got to single digits from then on in the game.
Nashwauk-Keewatin with a 67-55 win over Cromwell Wright last night. So you're telling me that you didn't have your wife keep a scorebook during the game?
No, I didn't. I should have taken a picture of their book so I have all the scoring totals, but I didn't. But I did talk to someone after the game.
Spencer Engel.
Is this your final regular season game on this floor, Spencer?
Yeah, it is.
And talk a little bit about Cromwell came out an 8-0 run, I think, to start the game.
Yeah, they're better than we expected at the start. We didn't start fast like we normally do, and we had our work cut out for us at that point, but we battled back and we got it.
Talk a little bit about number 4 for them. I have to look up his name, but
Micah Posernich. He's a really good player. Last year he scored 38 on us, so we knew that he was going to be the guy we had to stop.
And how difficult is it to have to guard someone, clear out to 22 feet?
It's very difficult. just to have your hand up and stay in front of somebody that can drive and shoot like that, he's a good player.
And it looked like they like to run a lot of high ball screens and to try to get him loose. What were some of the defensive strategies you were using?
We were trying to hedge everything because we didn't think their posts were going to be as effective as they were, but they did a really good job passing into the post and finishing down there. So,
how do you feel the team is playing heading into playoffs?
We're not 100% yet, but we're getting there.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And that is Spencer Engel after Nashua-Keewatin's 67-55 win last night over Cromwell Wright. Look at you getting sound off the clock on a Friday night.
Hey, look at that.
Hey.
But Nashwa's really fun to watch. All of the quarterfinal and on games will be held at Hibbing Memorial, so it won't be a long drive. If you get a chance, if you have a chance to go, watch this Nashua team. They throw more over-the-shoulder, one-handed passes. Like everyone on the team does it. The drive and the flip over the head. That was for our YouTube fans,
Nicely done.
They really do look good. I am hopefully looking forward to covering them with a deep playoff run. Not to put any pressure on the young lads.
Other boys basketball scores from yesterday: Duluth East 98-64 over Denfeld. Cloquet sneaks by Proctor 52-48. Hill City wins 65-58 over Onamia. We also had Big Fork falling to MIB 87-60. It was Moose Lake Willow River 93-66 defeating Rush City. In other action, East Central 57-49 over Bram. It was Isle 5 better than Carleton 58-54. Ely 83-61 win over Renshaw. Perham 73-48 over Pequot Lakes. Low scoring game here. Two Harbors 41-31 over Barnum.
Ouch.
Yeah, that is a final. Elsewhere, Esco 84-65 defeating Virginia. Mesabi East 74-66 over Cherry. International Falls 69-58 win over Roseau. Hibbing all over St. Cloud Tech 97-60. And Deer River 86-72 over Northwoods. Nice win there for Deer River.
Yeah, I was looking through the point totals there. Sam Ryer 20, Mikhail Wakanabo, who was here, the silent assassin, gets 19. Logan David with 14. Ty Morrison also with 20. So spread it around. And Northwoods, they've lost a few games recently. I believe they fall to a number 2 seed. Looking at how the QRF breaks out today, but Deer River, a team to be reckoned with in Section 7, Single A, probably a 4 seed, and everyone in Deer River is throwing stuff at their radio. You can prove me wrong or right in about a half an hour, probably.
And a couple more boys basketball scores from last night. Chisholm 61-52 over Little Fork Big Falls. And finally, there was one more. Here we go. Fond du Lac Ojibwe 87-85 over Cook County. So there's some area boys basketball scores from last night. Again, we'll be joined by Greenway boys basketball in just over an hour. As far as girls basketball, playoff action continuing today, including Grand Rapids taking on Hermantown. The Thunderhawks picking up a win earlier in the week over North Branch in quarterfinal action. That was on Wednesday night. And how'd the Thunderhawks pull off the win?
Well, for the Thunderhawks, it was one of those struggles, a low-scoring first half, and then pulling away in the second half. They started the second half. I don't have my stats in front of me, but an 8-0 run moved it to a double-digit lead pretty quickly in the second half, and then just stayed the course after that. But it was defensive pressure that turned that around. Early in the second half, they came out moving their feet significantly better than they had in. You know, you talk about moving your feet in hockey, getting the blades flashing. That's playing defense in basketball as well. You start reaching, you start slapping, and not being active on your feet, and bad things happen. They came out with extra defensive focus in the second half, and it showed, and they put away a North Branch team that's going to have some good years down the road. They have a nice post player who's just a sophomore.
So it'll be Grand Rapids against number 1 seed Hermantown here this afternoon. And pregame 12:30 or 12:45?
Pregame about 12:45, scheduled for a 1 o'clock tip-off. I believe it is the first game of the session, so it should be on time. I don't always go with that because I've seen places where they end up going going late even for the first game of a session, but should be on time for a 1 o'clock tip-off. Grand Rapids has lost twice to Hermantown during the season. I love Maya Roberts. We can beat them in her post-game interview. We can beat them. So there's some confidence there, and Grand Rapids just a year removed from a three-peat in 7-3A basketball.
Yeah, their first meeting of the year, going off the top of my head, they lost by about 21 or so, 20, and then the second matchup, they cut that in half. So we'll see if the Thunderhawks can even cut that in half and maybe pull off the upset here today. Grand Rapids and Hermantown, 12:45 pregame, 1 o'clock tip right here on KOZY. And that game at Duluth-Denfeld High School. Duluth, kind of your weekend home away from home the last couple weekends.
Yeah, it is. Except I just have one game. I'm going to come home after the game. By the way, 7-3A seedings are final for boys basketball.
Okay.
And Grand Rapids, as expected, the 4 seed, they will host Chisago Lakes. I believe that is I'm going to have to look, Tuesday game? Now I have to look. Nope. Wednesday, March 4th, for Grand Rapids at home against Chisago Lakes. And tell me if you sense where there's a little bit of a split in the teams in 7-3A.
Okay.
This is the QRF ranking. Number 1 seed is 9, statewide ranking. 9, 12, 16, 17, 50.
Ooh, I think I found the drop there.
Yes, and that is between Grand Rapids and Chisago Lakes.
I see.
So you have 4 teams that are grouped very tightly, and then the drop down to Chisago Lakes. So hopefully Grand Rapids can get through the first round and have some fun as we move along in boys basketball playoffs starting next week.
Now, I am not a state high school league czar as far as ins and outs of scheduling, but do you find it odd that they avoid, for the most part, Wednesday games all season long, and then the playoffs hit, and we have a bunch of Wednesday playoff games?
Well, and part of this is, they're trying to keep different classes from all playing the same night. Radio stations, fans, whatever. You want to go to the A and the double A. Well, or 3A and single A. Let's not play everything on the same night. For us, it's nice because you want to cover as many games and as many teams as possible. So that's what happens. But yes, it does. It does happen. And for instance, last week, precinct caucus is on Tuesday, so no one can play on Tuesday night. That's state law. You can't have a high school game on Tuesday night, so stuff gets pushed to Wednesday because you took a normal day out of the equation.
Yeah, I found it odd last Wednesday night. All right, it's Ash Wednesday. Let's play bus basketball.
Yeah, there were some people I saw in the crowd that had come from Ash Wednesday services.
Yes, indeed. Hey, we'll take a quick time out on the sports issue. Much more to come. State wrestling report at 9:05 from John Nalen. Gopher hockey against Michigan last night. And Wolves, Greenway boys basketball in studio. A whole lot more. The sports issue continues on KOZY.
Boss, there's a photographer out here who wants to do a piece on Jimmy John's for her magazine.
What kind of piece?
Well, she heard about a clothing optional delivery policy and...
Did you tell her the naked driver incident was a momentary misunderstanding?
Yes, sir, but...
Did you tell her it's our meats that are going all natural, not our drivers?
Yes, sir, that's not...
Did you tell her Jimmy John's is committed to serving sandwiches with only the finest all-natural ham, roast beef, salami, bacon, and real fresh turkey breast?
Yes, sir, I did, sir.
So she wants to photograph our sandwiches?
No, sir. Actually, she wants to do a calendar.
A what?
A calendar. You know, the men of Jimmy John's.
Dibs on January.
Works. Hey, Max here with Down There Ford, and here's the deal. I'm standing here with Rod Ovia, and all I've been hearing about in the shop is the Works package. Rod, what is this thing?
For $39.95, we change your oil, rotate the tires, multi-point inspection, top off all your fluids, we even hand wash your vehicle.
Hold on. Did you just say we did all that for $39.95?
Yup.
Well, folks, at that price, you can't afford not to come get the works done down a quick lane at Down There Ford in Rapids.
If you're looking for a one-stop shopping destination while traveling through Deer River, or if you're a long-term area member, the Northern Star Cenex Travel Center is here to serve you. They offer 24-hour fueling of high-quality, top-tier Cenex gasoline in 3 grades: unleaded, super unleaded, and non-oxygenated premium. On the diesel island, they offer highly rated Cenex Roadmaster Premium Diesel for on-road users and dyed diesel fuel for off-road jobs, plus propane for your grilling and RV needs. All at Northern Star Cenex in Deer River.
It's the citrus sale at Super One Foods. This is Kurt, store manager of Super One North. On sale this week, California grown navel oranges or Texas red grapefruit, only 99 cents a pound. Stock your fridge with heirloom navel oranges, Cara oranges, or Mineola tangerines, all 3-pound bags, 2 for $6. Don't forget to shop our meat and deli departments as well as our cheese island. Looking for a quick and healthy lunch option? Take a trip through our salad bar or hot bar. Super One Foods, proud to be part of your community.
Hi, this is Ben Gook, physical therapist and certified athletic trainer at Grand Itasca. Our sports medicine team is committed to providing care to our local student athletes. We provide baseline concussion testing at many local schools and help to develop a safe return to play should an athlete have an injury or concussion. The Grand Itasca Sports Medicine Team is your first call for sports injury care. We'll get you back to the game as soon and as safely as possible.
Grand Itasca, part of Fairview Health Services.
Minnesota News Network, I'm Brent Palm. 8th District Congressman Pete Stauber says federal officials are keeping a close eye on the ongoing threat of the coronavirus.
It's really something that I know this administration and the Congress has taken seriously. We want to make sure that the health of the American people is first and foremost.
There have been no confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Minnesota. 4 suspected cases turned out negative. Governor Tim Walz campaigns in the state of Virginia tomorrow for Senator Amy Klobuchar, with Super Tuesday fast approaching in 14 states, including Minnesota.
I still think she provides the leadership that we need. I'm pragmatic as she is, that the time is now.
Klobuchar is on the ballot in today's primary in South Carolina. She brings a presidential campaign back to her home state tomorrow night with a rally at St. Louis Park High School. This is MNN.
I wasn't prepared to be a caregiver to Mom. I had no idea how hard it would be and what I would need to know. Things I never thought of, like how to improve her mood and ways for me to stay positive. Luckily, I found the Caregiving Resource Center from AARP. It had articles about the basics, but also information about the hurdles I was facing. Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving. Articles, tips, and tools to help you both care for your loved one and care for yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Are you thinking about buying medicine online? A search for online pharmacies yields more than 20 million results. But which ones can you trust? Medicines bought from unlicensed online pharmacies can be dangerous. You may get a fake drug, your condition may get worse, or you may experience a bad reaction. Don't put your health at risk. To learn how to find an online pharmacy that's safe and legal, visit fda.gov/BeSafeRx. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Here's your KOZY weatherology forecast. Daytime highs approaching 35. Today, under cloudy skies, southerly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Cloudy skies again. Tonight, a few flurries possible at times. Lows level off around 23. Cloudy tomorrow. Mixed precipitation possible at times. Daytime highs approaching 42. A mix of clouds and sun. Monday, with highs in the low 30s. Chance for snow Tuesday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 9 above.
Welcome back to the Sports Issue on KOZY. We've hit 8:30 here on our final day of February 2020. Joe Gigliotti along with Sheldon Willis. And an early reminder, next weekend, turn those clocks ahead 1 hour as we spring forward. Boy, a leap day today and spring forward next weekend. We are just all kinds of movements.
So we gain a day, but we lose an hour, so we really only gain 23 hours?
Whoa. Can you go to the whiteboard and diagram that?
I could, but I'm not going to.
Joe Gigliotti, Sheldon Willis, as we continue the sports issue. So let's see, where to next? We can talk some college basketball on a local level for the NSIC tournament. This is on the men's side. Some matchups today. We have Minnesota Duluth taking on Winona State, Sioux Falls and Minnesota State Mankato. Minnesota State Moorhead takes on Upper Iowa, and Northern State takes on Augustana. Again, that's quarterfinal action for the NSIC tournament. Today in the UMAC conference, it's Scholastica at Bethany Lutheran, and that is the championship game for the UMAC. And on the ladies' side for the UMAC championship today, it's my alma mater, UWS, taking on Bethany Lutheran. And Minnesota Duluth takes on Northern State in NSIC quarterfinal action. Mankato takes on St. Mary. Winona State against Sioux Falls, and St. Cloud State against Augustana. And thanks to the Duluth News-Tribune for those matchups here today. And as far as Division I, Wednesday night, that Gopher matchup against Maryland. I sat here with my head in my hands after the Gophers blew a 17-point lead on your home court against a top 10 team in the nation. And you're doing that right now.
Oh.
With an added sigh and a groan.
And I don't know if this happens to anyone else. Sometimes when something, annoying happens or bad happens, I'm not talking like life-changing, but just something a little bit, bugs you at work or whatever. You go to bed and you wake up in the middle of the night and you still feel lousy. You're all bummed right when you wake up and you don't remember why. That's what happened after I went to bed. I woke up about 2 a.m. Doggone it! Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, that was one of those rip your heart out losses. Pretty much seals their fate as far as an NCAA berth. And a win would have probably given them an inside track to secure one of those final spots from the Big Ten. Another, whatever they call it, quad power 4 doop-de-doo positraction win, probably gives them a pretty good shot at it. Now, it's all over, baby.
Gophers 13-14 overall, just 7-10 in the Big Ten. Yeah, they were right on the edge of a possible NCAA tournament berth, and that was a devastating loss for the program.
And they looked so good until about 5 minutes left.
74-73 win for Maryland. They hit a 3 with less than 2 seconds to go in that contest.
And the Gophers missing the front end of 1-and-1s twice in the final minute.
Yep.
Either one of those probably gives them the victory.
Free throws will haunt you. So the Gophers, they'll take on Wisconsin tomorrow at 5:30. Games going on today in the Big Ten for the men, Penn State and Iowa. Michigan State takes on Maryland. And just a couple games on the slate today. For the Gopher women, they take on Maryland tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Some games today, Illinois against Northwestern and Ohio State against Purdue. So there's a look at the Big Ten ladies right there. College hockey from yesterday on the men's side, Golden Gopher men taking on Michigan. Gophers trying to win a Big Ten regular season championship, trying to track down Penn State. The Nittany Lions idle this weekend, and the Gophers, well, they put 50 shots on Michigan last night, but just end up with a 2-2 tie, and Michigan gets an extra point in the shootout. So the Gophers earned 1 point last night. Gophers fell behind 2-0 in the contest before getting a couple back in the third, starting with Jackson Lacombe.
Zulsdorf over to Lacombe, walking right in, he shoots, he scores! Woo. Lacombe scores, and it's 2-1.
And then Michigan would take a 5-minute boarding penalty with less than 7 minutes to go in the game. Gophers just able to muster 1 goal on that 5-minute power play. It came from Brandon McManus.
Walker off the boards. McManus for McLaughlin. Stucker winds and fires. He scores! Tie hockey game! McManus with a tip-in.
Wally Shaver on the call. Gophers tie it at 2. We go to overtime. We go to another overtime after that. And then the eventual shootout where, again, the Wolverines get that extra point. So we look at the standings. Penn State with 41 points. Minnesota with 38. So the Gophers have a shot to claim a share of the Big Ten regular season championship here tonight.
Yeah. They could have made it so much easier on themselves with maybe a win last weekend.
Yes, sir. That would have made things easier.
But they're playing good hockey. It's fun to watch. It's fun to be a little bit excited about Gopher hockey again. I don't follow the pairwise close enough. Are they in line to make the NCAAs even without Big Ten tournament win?
As of now, yes.
Okay, but they're not a shoo-in yet.
Correct.
Okay.
I don't believe so. Other men's hockey from last night. Minnesota Duluth, a 4-2 win over Colorado College. UMD keeping their hopes alive of winning an NCHC championship. They're chasing North Dakota.
They're probably a lock for the NCAAs.
I'd say so. And speaking of North Dakota, they earn a 3-1 win over Western Michigan. St. Cloud State, 5-2 over Denver. And Minnesota State falls to Bemidji State. Nice win for the Beavers. 3-1 over the Mavericks.
How about them Beavers? They are, I know they're in line for an NCAA berth, and, that win last night maybe makes it a lock. I don't know, but they've been playing some good hockey, and that's a quality win.
Bemidji State scoring all 3 of their goals in the third period, including an empty netter with less than 2 minutes to go. BSU 28-5 overall this season. 20 wins, 8 losses, and 5 at the end there.
That's pretty good. Alex Adams over there playing a lot of minutes last I saw. I haven't really looked at his stats super closely, but I know he's been playing a lot.
So BSU and Mankato last night, 3-1 win for the Beavers. And the Governor's Cup, Alaska Fairbanks, 5-2 win over Anchorage last night.
And you didn't go to see your favorite college hockey team?
I did not, no. Okay. But I'll hopefully get the report from Uncle Mike up there in Fairbanks after the weekend is complete. On the ladies' side, it's playoff time. Minnesota Duluth, a 2-1 win over Bemidji State. Elsewhere, it was Minnesota, a 4-2 win over St. Cloud State. Saw some crazy number that Minnesota has won like 50 of the last 51 games with St. Cloud State on the ladies' side. Just wacky. So those are best of 3 games, by the way. Also, Ohio State 4-2 over Minnesota State. And we also had Penn State falling to Mercyhurst 3-0. Wisconsin Superior falls to Wisconsin River Falls 1-0. So some ladies playoff hockey going on last night, and that'll continue this weekend. And by the way, I'm backtracking a little bit here, but it was a big game. I'm going to play the Coach Motzko post-game interview from that Gopher game last night against Michigan.
And head coach Bob Motzko downstairs with us right now. And boy, Bob, I got to think you're pretty happy with the way the team played here tonight, eh?
Well, you scratch out that first 10 minutes. We got off to a little bit of a slow start. We turned it from there. And our guys played great tonight. And you give Strauss-Mann a ton of credit. Hey, that's hockey. You run into a hot goalie. And that's the second half. Michigan has been outstanding. And he's one of the MVPs he is their MVP, and they've said it. He was great. But we threw everything at him. And it was important. Hey, we got a chance tomorrow to be co-champ of the league, and we're still playing to get ready for the playoffs. Obviously, it hurts when you lose a shootout, but you look back over the season, we had a lot of chances to get another win, and it's just not on tonight, but we played a real good hockey game tonight.
strongest part of it was the time of possession, the puck possession that forechecked the offensive zone. You guys were really strong on the puck tonight.
Yeah, we were. It was one of those things, you're just shaking your head. You need another one to go in. And we finally got one on the power play there, and you were sure hoping that one more. We had our chances. We're going to go back and look at that. There's nothing you can say. I mean, throughout our lineup, I thought we played a very good hockey game.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you mentioned we could be co-champions, but the tiebreaker would favor Penn State, so they will clinch first place.
Yep.
But the second place wouldn't be all that bad, and you'd get the seventh place team, which is Wisconsin. But
we got to win a game tomorrow.
Yeah, you got to win that game.
It'll be second seed.
Yeah.
But let's go for it. A nice way to turn our season around, and let's end our regular season tomorrow on senior night in a real positive way.
Can I talk about a freshman, Jackson Lacombe? He did get one goal, got you going.
Yep.
And I thought he showed signs tonight like he can quarterback a Division I hockey team.
Oh yeah, he was outstanding. You saw Johnson right at the end doing his thing too, and they're going to be awful special. Those guys need one summer in the weight room to turn the corner and get to the next level. But they're awful special.
Got your power play back, too.
Yeah, our power play had good looks. We had good looks all week, too. So we're feeling good about it. Both units have a good feel about it.
Did you have to mention to the referee to go review that for the either they hit to the head or they hit from behind?
Well,
on Nanny?
I can't believe they didn't run in there to do it right away. And hit to the head, hit from behind, whatever you want to call it. But once our crowd reacted like that, I think they knew they better do something.
Got it. Well, you expect many changes tomorrow night, lineup-wise?
Well, Maroney's going to be in there for sure, senior night, and that would be it. We'll get Maroney in there. I liked how our line combinations got going. We got to look at film and maybe make a couple tweaks, but it was a good effort by us tonight. We got to do it again tomorrow.
Very narrow margin in this league, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
You got it.
Thank you.
That's head coach Bob Motzko with Wally and Frank after the 2-2 tie with Michigan last night. Michigan gets that extra point in the shootout. By the way, great play by friend of the show, Blake McLaughlin, last night in the 3-on-3 version of overtime. He kind of ragdolled the puck back toward the Minnesota bench and just kind of gliding and put his glove up in the air like, all right, let's get a change here. And then he quickly turned around and zipped a pass to Sammy Walker, and Walker had a rush towards the net. But that was great.
That's the Blake we know and love, isn't it? You hate playing against him. I love that. He's creative and willing to do things outside the box all the time.
Just the commentators called it a rope-a-dope, and
there you go.
Yes, it was. Gophers in Michigan again here tonight.
Okay, while you were playing, Bob Motzko interview. The 7A seedings went final for boys basketball. Drum roll, please. Well, we'll go with that. Seeded number 1, Nashua Keewatin.
Nice.
Number 2, Northwoods. Number 3, Ely. Number 4, Deer River. Not going to say I called it, but I called it. And other area teams, MIB at 6, Southridge at 7, Cherry at 8. Northland comes in at 11, Chisholm at 12, Big Fork gets the 13th seed, which by my unofficial quick calculation means that Big Fork will open the playoffs at Deer River. Of course, we'll have that on 96.9 KMFY, and we'll just, being both of our teams are there, it makes it a little easier for us, guys. Thanks for scheduling that game against each other.
Yeah. Well, now the con of that, though, is that one of our area teams is guaranteed to be eliminated.
Well, one of them is guaranteed to go on, though.
That is true. That is the pro.
That didn't happen on the girls' side, where both lost on Thursday night. And Hill City at 14, and that looks like pretty much what I see for area teams in 7 single A. That was the last single A section to go final, I think, because there were a lot of tiebreakers to tease out. And Deer River, they go in on a nice run. Hopefully that number 4, I kind of like that 4 seed, right? I mean, I know they would have loved to go to the 3 and stay out of Nashua Keewatin's way till the finals, but that sometimes gives you a little chip on your shoulder. If you think you're better than a 4 and that's what you got, you're going to say, hey, we're going to prove them wrong.
One of the nice things about high school sports, everybody gets into the playoffs.
You're going to play everybody. That's right.
So stick with us over on KMFY and J105. We'll have coverage of some combinations of Deer River, Big Fork, Greenway, Nashua, Keewatin. We'll keep you posted.
We are scheduled to carry every Greenway game. So we will do, at this point, our plan is all Deer River games, all Big Fork games, all Greenway games, all Grand Rapids games, and we're hoping to pick up Nashua, Keewatin as they move through the playoffs. That's the plan, baby.
And the day for that Deer River Big Fork matchup?
I knew you were going to ask me that. While I talk a little bit, go get the KMFY March calendar off of your little thing there.
I can do that.
And that will have all the dates. I put them all in a nice sheet that I don't have in front of me, so Super Joe can go get that. Let's take a look and see if 7AA have gone. 7AA does not seed until tomorrow, so those seedings are not final at this point. You got the KMFY March calendar?
I do.
Okay, what does it say for next week?
7A boys basketball first round games. Wednesday,
and that will be Big Fork at Deer River. And Wednesday is also Grand Rapids hosting Chisago Lakes. That will be here on KOZY.
So no play-in games on Monday.
On Monday, no. Big Fork sneaks out of there with a tiebreaker.
We weren't quite sure on that one, so there you go.
By QRF, they were 14th in the section. They sneak ahead of Cook County with a tiebreaker to get that 13th seed. And then when does it say 7AA?
7AA will be Thursday.
Thursday. That'll be the Greenway game, likely at home against Mesabi East, that's going to be close. Mesabi East or Eveleth Gilbert. I'm not sure which.
And that'll be on J105 on Thursday night. And then hopefully, for sure, I shouldn't say for sure, but very likely we'll have multiple matchups a week from today for boys playoff basketball.
Yes, I assume a week from today we will be sending David to Hibbing to do multiple games for 7 single A, and I will be hopefully at UMD to do Greenway. Grand Rapids plays on the Friday at Duluth East if they win, so it'll all work out, man.
So you're saying we may only have 3 games next Saturday instead of 4?
Correct.
All
and
right.
only need 2 announcers instead of 3.
Nice.
So that's all good, man. All good.
Saturdays are fun this time of year. Boy.
They are. Hopefully we can get Tom McBride back in the saddle again. I tried to get him for today's game. He's busy today, but hopefully next Saturday we can have him scheduled.
Yeah, we got to get that guy's priorities in order. I mean, sure, you just had a kid, but Tom, we need you for basketball broadcasts.
Yeah, well, same thing. Tom Schmall, he's going to go watch his kid with archery today. I don't know why family has to take priority over the radio, but
we have to have a meeting with these people.
Good on you both. Put family first. We'll work with it.
We'll take a time out here on the Sports Issue. More to come. We'll talk about a nice Wild win last night over Columbus as the Wild suddenly goal-scoring machines. Also, state wrestling reports in about 15 minutes. Later on, Greenway Boys Basketball in studio. The Sports Issue continues. KOZY.
If you're looking for a one-stop shopping destination while traveling through Deer River, or if you're a long-term area member, the Northern Star Cenex Travel Center's friendly, hard-working staff is there to serve you. Hungry? Choose from Freshway Subs and Salads, Pizza Hut Express, or A&W, or grab something ready-made from their grab-and-go cooler. Plenty of snacks and beverages available, plus their laser-washed 360 automatic touchless car wash. Plus, customers tell them they have the nicest, cleanest restrooms in northern Minnesota. Northern Star Cenex, Deer River.
Works, works, works. Hey, Max here with Down There Ford, and here's the deal. I'm standing here with Rod Ovia, and all I've been hearing about in the shop is the Works package. Rod, what is this thing?
For $39.95, we change your oil, rotate the tires, multi-point inspection, top off all your fluids, we even hand wash your vehicle.
Hold on. Did you just say we did all that for $39.95?
Yup.
Well, folks, at that price, you can't afford not to come get the works done down a quick lane at Down There Ford in Rapids.
Looking for a way to give a nice gesture or a simple way to say thanks? McDonald's Arch Cards make a great gift and are even better to use yourself. Arch Cards come in any whole dollar determination from $5 to $50. These reloadable gift cards can be purchased at participating McDonald's restaurants nationwide. They're reloadable in-store, or you can reload online at any time or choose an automatic reload using your credit card. McDonald's Arch Cards never expire. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it.
We're here with Sue and Brian Harris, owners of Eagle Nest Lodge.
We've got 14 cabins from 1 to 5 bedrooms in size, and we're on the north shore of Cutfoot Sioux Lake, which is a bay on the northeast corner of Big Winnie.
Oh, we are a very family-friendly, fabulous location resort, one of the best beaches in the state.
Well, we were struggling with another local bank. We had an initial conversation with Kurt and then have been working quite a bit with Wayne. We got the immediate impression that they wanted to be on our team and work with us and help us to move forward. So it's been a wonderful experience.
I think everyone we've worked with has been fabulous. They've been just very supportive and just really easy to work with.
I think they're the friendliest bank around.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
That's the Woodland Way.
If your windows stick, slip, squeak, or leak, replace them with Andersen windows. With low E-glass, low-maintenance exteriors, and rich wood interiors, standard and custom sizes, they can turn simple window replacement into serious home improvement.
Stop and see Derek, your Andersen window specialist at Andersen Glass, Grand Rapids.
It's time for the Car Care Tip of the Day, sponsored by Hibbing Chrysler Center.
Hey folks, it's the Certified Pre-Owned Deals of the Month coming again from Hibbing Chrysler Center. In addition to the cheap Jeep event going on now, Hibbing Chrysler will pass on to you a deal only available at Hibbing Chrysler. A 2019 Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4 for $19,499. A 2019 Jeep Cherokee Latitude Plus for $21,999. Or a 2018 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sport or 2017 Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk 4x4, either for $30,900. Good news is, not only are these vehicles certified pre-owned, Hibbing Chrysler will include a 12-month 12,000-mile MaxCare warranty, but also give you a 7-year or 100,000-mile powertrain to boot. Go to HibbingChrysler.us to view all these specials and apply for Hibbing Chrysler's guaranteed credit approval. Remember, they take anything on trade and can put off your first payment until spring. This event is so huge. Hurry now so you don't miss out. The cheap Jeep event going on now at Hibbing Chrysler. Right on the corner, right on the belt line, and right on the price.
Everybody gets a great deal.
With today's Car Care Tip, I'm Tim Edwards. What if I told you you could increase your car's horsepower, get better mileage, enjoy easier winter starting, and cooler operating temperatures on hot days in the summer, all by doing something you're already doing? Change your oil. Consider synthetic oil the next time you go in for an oil change. Synthetic oil for automobiles was first approved by the American Petroleum Institute in 1972 when AMSOIL started making it over in Superior, Wisconsin. Since then, virtually every oil maker is making a synthetic motor oil. Synthetic oils virtually eliminate internal engine wear and have a vast array of other benefits. Sure, they cost a little bit more, but are easily offset by the benefits and the extended drain intervals too. Next time you go in for an oil change, ask about synthetic lubricants for your car or truck, and then reap the benefits. With today's Car Care Tip, I'm Tim Edwards.
The Car Care Tip of the Day, sponsored by the Hibbing Chrysler Center. Listen for the Car Care Tip of the Day, 8:50 a.m. on 1320 KOZY.
Welcome back to the Sports Issue on KOZY and KOZYRadio.com. As I turn around, I see it's gotten kind of cloudy in the last hour or so, and mostly cloudy today, high of 35. Tonight, chance of flurries, low of 23. Tomorrow, chance of sprinkles and flurries with a high around 42. Monday, mostly sunny, 31. Chance of a rain-snow mix on Tuesday, high of 37. Right.
I like sprinkles on cupcakes.
You do?
I do.
How about when they fall from the sky?
I don't know. Are they multicolored?
Nope.
Yeah, then I don't like them as much.
Right now, 9 above, and some flurries. I see light snow, it says. All right. And our time is 8:55. Joe Gigliotti, Sheldon Willis back with you as we march towards 9 o'clock on our Saturday morning. Since this show last went off the air last Saturday, both of our area boys hockey teams seeing their seasons come to an end. Grand Rapids falling to Elk River 3-1. Rapids was the 2 seed, Elk River the 6. So what happened?
That's another one that I woke up all bummed halfway through the night and still... but, yeah, I mean, for Grand Rapids, what a great season. Let's just go with that. 2 down years for Grand Rapids hockey. They were back on the state hockey map this year. 18 wins on the year?
Yes, sir.
And, you know, you can't... new coaching staff, you just can't underestimate... or you can't overestimate, whatever, how much that season did for Grand Rapids hockey. And they were a very programmed, very disciplined defensive team, great goaltending, but they did not have a lot of offensive firepower all season long. That was always the struggle. Missing Joey Del Greco certainly hurt that a little bit. One of the guys on that team that could score. And what happened was Elk River played a very disciplined defensive game. Grand Rapids got a bit perimeter oriented and had a couple defensive breakdowns. Kind of one bad period, a period where they didn't quite play up to their capability. May have been their first bad period in a month. They've been a very consistent team. But that second period, not a good period. They were back on their heels, and two goals, one on a rebound, one on a tip in right from the edge of the crease. So no chance for the goaltender on either of those. And you end up down 2-0, and they just didn't quite have the firepower to come back. They played a good third period. They were the better team in the third period. They probably scored the tying goal that was not allowed, that was waved off, and no replay in section play. So, that's the way it happens. And you can't blame that disallowed goal on the loss. Would have it made a difference? Obviously, it would have been the tying goal with about 2 minutes left. But you just can't put yourself in that situation where that call can cost you the game.
So Grand Rapids falls to Elk River 3-1 last Saturday in the section semifinals. And Greenway seeing their season come to an end last Saturday as well. A 4-0 loss to Duluth Denfeld. Boy, I feel for the Raiders. They legit put it all out there on the ice. Some gassed players, especially toward the end. And at least 2 times they hit iron in that game?
Yeah, and that could have made a difference early on. They hit a crossbar and a pipe. Christian Miller and Vekic, I believe, both getting iron. You don't want to, they must be miners, right? They like iron. They're attracted to iron. But yeah, that could have certainly made a difference in the game and changed the tenor of that game in the first period. Duluth East was a deeper team. Duluth East, as they rolled through their lines,
Duluth
Denfeld, rather. Thank you. Duluth Denfeld's just a little deeper team than Greenway. No, that one wasn't lack of effort. Ben Tremblay put everything out there that he had in the tank, as did Christian Miller, Trebojevic, Jernander, all the normal suspects, and the role players as well. Aiden Ryla and Jorgensen, all of those kids. They played hard. there just wasn't quite enough on that depth chart to compete with Duluth-Denfeld this year.
So congrats to both Grand Rapids and Greenway on their boys hockey seasons this year. We've been spoiled. We've had either Grand Rapids or Greenway at state 3 of the last 4 seasons, neither at state here this year, as we await seedings for the state tournament. And as far as those section matchups in Section 7 Single A, Hermantown routing Denfeld in their section final on Wednesday night. So Hermantown back to state after a brief hiatus last year. And as far as Elk River and Andover, we actually do have some sound from that matchup at Amsoil. There were not many people, as you might guess, in Duluth for an Elk River Andover section final.
But Carlet East said that the volume level of the Elk River Moms made up for the fact that there weren't many people there.
Is that what the Elk River Moms sound like?
No. I'm told they're very vocal.
Huh.
At least according to, At least according to what I've heard. I do not want to cast aspersions on any group of people, but it's interesting because the Single A final may have been one of the top attended Single A events anywhere in the state this year, and there were a ton of people at Amsoil on Wednesday night for that Single A final. I believe announced attendance ended up at 4,800.
That's impressive.
And they had the upper deck open there. So it evened out a little bit. I think all that money goes into the same pot, right? A and double A? And I believe. But and Campbell would let me know that. But you really took it on the chin attendance-wise for that double A final, but you made up for it a little bit in Single A.
And as I understand it, both schools, Andover and Elk River, had the option of moving that game elsewhere and chose not to.
Well, there's all kinds of logistical problems. DIO's televising it, and I don't know if you get it televised if it moves. You have to find a venue. You have to find people to staff the venue. There's concessions. There's a lot of things to put together in a short period of time.
And I read, too, that at least one of the schools liked the idea of the TV timeouts for the game as well.
That may have been Elk River, and it didn't matter.
They lost 8-1 to Andover as the Huskies continue their magnificent season. They are 24-3-1. They haven't lost since January 7th. So
15 seniors.
A good bet they'll be the top seed at state.
So who's the 2 seed? I think Andover's a lock for the 1 seed. I don't think there's any question about that, but I guess I could be surprised. But EP or Blake or Moorhead, who's the 2?
Probably EP would be my guess.
Yeah, and then Moorhead at 3?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
I don't know. Well, yeah. Oh, well.
I would venture to say that's probably true. Dave Spihar is lobbying that EP should be 4 after Blake and Moorhead, but I don't think that's happening.
First trip to state for Blake for the boys, and boy, they got there in interesting fashion.
A penalty shot in overtime.
That is a gutsy call by that official. Wow.
I have not seen I've seen the penalty shot, but I have not seen the play that caused it. Was it a no doubt call?
I don't know if I'd give it the no doubt label, but pretty good case for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you better be sure of yourself on that call.
So Blake over Benilde with that penalty shot victory earlier in the week. And just one more note on the Andover boys. That'd be pretty cool if they can win state, especially considering the Andover girls won state this year already.
That's the first time I've really cheered hard for Andover when they were playing Edina in the girls' final.
5-3 win for the Lady Huskies last weekend.
Way to go! I was scheduled to cover a Lady Huskies game when Grand Rapids Greenway was going to go down there, and then we had weather, and it was canceled, so I didn't go.
You know what? It's almost 9:05. We better get rolling.
Oh, man.
I know. We got state wrestling reports to get to here from our good friend John Nalen, and we will give him a call very shortly here and get our state wrestling reports. KOZY.
McDonald's restaurants are staffed by great people, and right now they're looking for more of them. People with lots to offer. People like you. If you enjoy working with people and love to learn new things, they want to meet you. Right now, McDonald's is in need of workers for early mornings and late nights. McDonald's offers training, flexible scheduling, and competitive wages. To apply, go to the restaurant or online at mcdonalds.com.
Hi, this is Ben Gook, physical therapist and certified athletic trainer at Grand Itasca. Our sports medicine team is committed to providing care to our local student athletes. We provide baseline concussion testing at many local schools and help to develop a safe return to play should an athlete have an injury or concussion. The Grand Itasca Sports Medicine Team is your first call for sports injury care. We'll get you back to the game as soon and as safely as possible.
Grand Itasca, part of Fairview Health Services.
Spring sports are right around the corner, and Clafton's has you covered at every base. At Clafton's, they have a large selection of sports gear that includes lacrosse sticks and helmets, baseball equipment, softball spikes and gloves, inline skates, and so much more. They also do screen printing and embroidery for all your school and sports team needs. Clafton Skate and Sporting Goods. They're way more than just hockey, located across from ICC Grand Rapids.
From ABC Sports, I'm Derek Dennis. Clippers guard Paul George was unconscious from deep, drilling 6 threes for 24 points. Teammate Kawhi Leonard added 19 in the 132-103 thrashing of the Nuggets. George with ESPN.
We got each other's back. You saw us scrambling. You saw us doing extra effort, rotating. It's what this team is about. It's going to be hard to try to find a weak link here.
Clips move into a tie with Denver for second place in the West. Fourth-ranked Dayton sophomore Obi Toppin put on a dunking clinic and shot 90% from the field against Davidson. He snatched 12 boards and scored 23 as the Flyers win their 18th straight.
Fletcher will drive. Lobbing. Obi. Flush.
On WHIO, 82-67 the final. Flyers also crowned Atlantic 10 champs. On the ice in Philly, Flyers goalie Carter Hart stopped 26 shots, and Claude Giroux scored twice as they best their bitter rivals, the Rangers, 5-2. This is ABC Sports.
If you're in trouble with the IRS and owe at least $10,000 in back taxes, listen to this important public announcement. The IRS is now offering a special program called the Fresh Start Initiative, which can offer significantly reduced settlements that can reduce your ability by thousands of dollars. Oxford Tax has a staff of experts that can help you take advantage of these unique programs that have been allocated to help the economy and substantially reduce or eliminate your tax burden. If you're approved and qualify, the IRS will stop the collections against you. Call now for a free consultation to see if you qualify. Call 800-213-8222. Stop the wage garnishments, levies, and tax liens now. If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS, you may qualify for substantial relief and even forgiveness. See if you qualify and get the help you need by calling the Consumer Hotline, 800-213-8222. That's 800-213-8222.
In Milwaukee, the Bucks finding the range, knocking down a season-high 21 threes against the Thunder. Giannis Antetokounmpo with 32.
Lob it down to Giannis, who has 24 points. Diallo is on him. Giannis attacking and slamming. Wow! Nothing can stop that. Power move by Giannis.
On WTMJ, Bucks steamroll the Thunder 133-86. They're the 9th team in NBA history to have 3 wins in a season by 40 or more points. To Miami, the Heat spoiled Luka Doncic's 21st birthday. Seth Curry's career-high 37 wasn't enough as Miami scored the first 13 of the fourth quarter to pull away from Dallas.
Jimmy will drive down inside. Jimmy puts it up, got in, and fouled.
On WAXY, 126-118 the final there. Jazz snap a 4-game skid, beating the Wizards 129-119. Hornets beat the Raptors 99-96. NHL, hours after crushing Detroit 7-1, Minnesota runs wild against the Blue Jackets.
The toe to try and clear, had two chances to clear his zone. Didn't get it done. All alone in front, Parisi scores!
On KFAN, Wild shutout the Blue Jackets 5-0. Elsewhere, Avalanche bury the Canes 3-2. Ex-Louisville tackle Mekhi Becton turning heads at the NFL Combine after he ran a 5.1 in the 40-yard dash. At 364 pounds, he's the heaviest player to run a sub 5.2 since 2006. Derek Dennis, ABC Sports.
Classic Hit Radio, 1320 KOZY Grand Rapids, and FM 93.1.
Classic radio weather.
Here's your KOZY weatherology forecast. Cloudy this afternoon with a high of 35. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of flurries tonight, lows level off around 23. Cloudy skies expected. Cloudy skies tomorrow, chance for mixed precipitation, highs around 42. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times, Monday with a high of 31. 37, chance for mixed precipitation Tuesday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 10 above.
And welcome back to the Sports Issue on KOZY, AM 1320, FM 93.1, KOZYradio.com, live YouTube stream going as well, at Sheldon KOZY on Twitter, or you can go to KOZYradio.com and see the link right there. And it is our second hour of the show. Time for a state wrestling report, some area wrestlers at state. And we say good morning to John Nalen. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Joe. How you doing?
Doing fine, thank you. How are you?
I can't complain. It's been a good tournament down here and having a good time.
Well, if you could complain, John, I would have Sheldon listen to every complaint.
Well, it's always good to have somebody to listen.
Okay, I am your listening ear, John, and we are into the final day of individuals, and the Northland still has a wrestler going in the winner's circle.
Yeah, that's right. We've got Trades Fairbanks from Deer River is in the semifinals. He's wrestled a couple of really good matches. He's still undefeated this year. He's 36-0 and won his first match real aggressive, won by a fall, and then kind of dominated a pretty good kid 11-2 in the quarterfinals. So he'll be taking the mat for the semifinals here in about a couple hours, and hopefully he'll move on to the finals.
Well, and he placed high at state last year as well, so his goals going down to state were very high.
Exactly, and I think he's ranked second in the state. He placed sixth at state last year, undefeated. He definitely has the ability to win this thing. Deer River hasn't had a state champion since 1991, so I don't want to jinx him or anything or put the cart before the horse, but hopefully today will be the day.
That would be so much fun, obviously. It's always fun when one of those state titles comes north. Talk a little bit. Let's start with Grand Rapids wrestlers and just kind of run down how the four wrestlers from Grand Rapids did. And are any still wrestling in consolation action?
That was kind of a rough day yesterday for Grand Rapids. There's one wrestler, Dusty Wilkie. He's a sophomore, 132 pounds, and he's still in action today. He'll be wrestling wrestleback or a consolation match here in about an hour. He had a really nice win over Jake Nelson from Becker last night, 3-2. You get down here and you get later in the evening on Friday, and those matches really get intense. There's a lot of grind to them, and Dusty really rose to the occasion. So he lost his first round match, but got pulled through when that wrestler won his next match. And so he's got a shot here. The other Grand Rapids wrestlers all only had one match, unfortunately. Justin Job, the eighth grader, Connor Wakefield kind of had a... It was a tough for him at 120. He's a sophomore. Lost to a really good kid, and then just the way his bracket was set up, he didn't get a chance to wrestle again. And then Braden Jones I believe he's a junior. He lost his first round match and didn't get through as well. So Dusty Wilkie is the Rapids wrestler still going.
And Connor Wakefield, he actually was seated, right? Like at 8th?
Yep, he was seated 8th, which is a good spot if you can win that match. But he got a really tough draw. He came up against a big late kid that could have been seated himself, Jaden McLaren, and knew it was going to be a tough match, and kind of went back and forth. Wasn't the referee didn't get too involved, so Connor kind of had to force his own action. It's not often you see a 1-0 match down here at State, but that's what happened, and Connor ended up on the short end. And one of the problems with being the 8th seed is then your next match is against the top seed. So if you don't win that first match, your odds of seeing another one are pretty low. So it was just bad luck.
And we didn't talk about the other 6 Deer River wrestlers who were down at State. Any of them wrestling today in consolation action?
Nope. The only Deer River wrestler today will be Trey. But Deer River, they wrestle tough. They've got some good kids. They have 3 pretty solid juniors. Twin brothers, Trevor McKenzie and Marshall McKenzie. They both lost out yesterday, but I think this is, for each of them, their second, third trip to State. Solid wrestlers, went out with their senior year with a pretty solid effort, and then one of their bigger kids, Thor Consjord, is a senior. He got 2 matches to wrestle, so that was good, and he put in a full effort there. Then there's some good hope for the future this year, River. They had their 8th grader, Jace Ross, wrestled really well. He's just a little guy, 113 pounds. And then JoJo Thompson, 9th grader, really wrestled well, but got a real unfortunate draw. He lost to a good kid, and it just didn't work forward, so he only had 1 match. And then Austin Muntz is a sophomore for the Warriors, real solid wrestler. But unfortunately, they did not. None of the 6 ended up winning the match, so Fairbanks is the only guy to pick up a win this year for Deer River.
We're chatting with John Nalen. He is at the state wrestling tournament in St. Paul. And John, can you stay with us through the break here?
Sure, no problem.
And this Saturday morning State Wrestling Report is brought to you by Northern Star Cenex, A&W of Deer River, Woodland Bank, Super One Foods, and Grand Rapids State Bank. More with John next. KOZY.
If you're looking for a one-stop shopping destination while traveling through Deer River, or if you're a long-term area member, the Northern Star Cenex Travel Center's friendly, hardworking staff is there to serve you. Hungry? Choose from Freshway Subs and Salads, Pizza Hut Express, or A&W, or grab something ready-made from their grab-and-go cooler. Plenty of snacks and beverages available, plus their laser wash 360 automatic touchless car wash. Plus, customers tell them they have the nicest, cleanest restrooms in northern Minnesota. Northern Star Cenex, Deer River.
Hi, I'm Kurt Werner, Executive Vice President at Woodland Bank. Here at Woodland Bank, we position ourselves to be financial partners with our customers. So it's within our best interest to connect you with the best that our community has to offer. We believe that a banking relationship is built on trust and loyalty to help you achieve your goals. Woodland Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's the citrus sale at Super One Foods. This is Kurt, store manager of Super One North. On sale this week, California grown navel oranges or Texas red grapefruit, only 99 cents a pound. Stock your fridge with heirloom navel oranges, Cara oranges, or Mineola tangerines, all 3-pound bags, 2 for $6. Don't forget to shop our meat and deli departments as well as our cheese island. Looking for a quick and healthy lunch option? Take a trip through our salad bar or hot bar. Super One Foods, proud to be part of your community.
Hi, my name is Christy Poling. I work in graphic design and marketing at Grand Rapids State Bank. I have the opportunity to help shape a concept for marketing purposes. So I work with writers and photographers to make that concept come alive. My ideas are always considered. I know I've earned the respect of people here, and that makes it possible for me to continue making a positive impact. I think that's true for anyone. When you're valued and appreciated, you feel better about yourself. This is my community and my bank.
Member FDIC, Grand Rapids State Bank, Equal Housing Lender.
KOZY, welcome back to the Sports Issue. Joe Gigliotti with Sheldon Willis, continuing our state wrestling report here on Saturday morning. And again, this report brought to you by Northern Star Cenex A&W of Deer River, Woodland Bank, Super One Foods, and Grand Rapids State Bank. And John Nalen staying with us here. And so, John, for somebody who hasn't been to a state wrestling tournament, can you describe the scene there for us? How many matches going on at once?
Mainly 8 mats down on the floor, and it's a pretty intense situation. It's at the XL Energy Center here, so they've still got the ice down for the Wild and the state hockey tournament next week, but they put a couple layers of padding on there and then stretch out the 8 mats. There's usually about 10,000, 12,000 people, so the whole lower bowl gets filled, and when you got kind of the top wrestlers, it gets pretty intense. There's and it's kind of fun because there's different pockets of different fans spread out, and sometimes they'll come and spend the whole 2 hours waiting for their wrestler to go, and they're pretty loud when the time comes.
You know, it'd be really interesting, John, if they just kept the ice there and they just had state wrestling on ice. Now, that'd be something.
Yeah. It sounds like it might be a little painful, but pretty hard surface there, but why not? But it really is a good environment for the kids, and it's loud, and it's pretty much the only building in the state, I guess, short of the Target Center and U.S. Bank Stadium that'll hold the event. So it's a good experience for the kids.
And John, we have also been following Hibbing wrestlers. They qualified 3 wrestlers, and 2 of them were seeded and got a couple matches down at state.
David Platt, he was a place winner last year for Hibbing. He placed 6th. He's still in action today. He'll be wrestling here in 15, 20 minutes or so. And then Jager Greenwood, he's a senior. He's been wrestling pretty well. He kind of had a tough, maybe a little unexpected loss yesterday. He'll be wrestling again today. If they win their match here this morning, they'll be guaranteed a placing spot. So David Platt and Jager Greenwood are both going to be going. Platt's a junior yet. Greenwood's a senior. And then Hibbing also qualified Langston Nash, who's a real solid wrestler. It was a big accomplishment for him to make it to state, and he did lose his first match and didn't get pulled through. But it was a pretty good performance for the most part for Hibbing, and I think they've got a really good chance to get at least 2 place winners here, which is a big accomplishment.
Yeah, it certainly is. And I know I was down a couple years ago for the team part of the competition with you, John. It is a spectacle that people should you should take advantage of it at least once in your life. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it really is, and it's you kind of grab a sense of the intensity. The kids wrestle hard all over the state all the time, but when you get down here, there's just a little extra push to each kid, and the excitement hangs in the air pretty well.
So we will hear from you twice more today. We'll play one after our Grand Rapids basketball, which goes at 1 o'clock. So you'll get a report filed with us, and we'll get that on the air this afternoon, and another one after Twins baseball, kind of wrapping up where everyone ends up.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll have a report here after to see who makes the finals and who makes the placing round, and then we'll have a final report tonight that will wrap up all the place winners.
Thank you, John. Appreciate the call in, and we'll look forward to hearing from you later today.
No problem. Good talking to you guys, and have a good day.
That's John Nalen from the state wrestling tournament with the report on our area wrestlers.
And would like to talk about a couple other sponsors of all of our wrestling reports all weekend long. C&J Interiors of Hibbing, Dr. Lee Jess, Jake's Auto Service, Itasca Reliable, and Deer River Credit Union and Shower Concrete.
Thank you, sponsors, for making these wrestling reports possible. And we will take a quick break here on the Sports Issue, and we'll be back. KOZY.
Freak yeah, Jimmy John's.
Freak yeah, what if I just needed one sandwich delivered?
Freak yeah, we can do that.
What about 100 sandwiches?
Freak yeah, we can do that.
What about 24 sandwiches?
Freak yeah, we can do that.
67 sandwiches?
Freak yeah, we can do that.
You know, 67's a prime number.
Freak yeah, a whole number greater than one whose only factors are one in itself, I know.
Great. I'll take one turkey tom, please.
Freak yeah, one turkey tom, on the way.
Freaky fresh, freaky fast, Jimmy John's, freak yeah!
I'm Andy Klocko.
And I'm Tasha Klocko.
And we own and operate Klocko Brewing Company. And at the brewery we have a tap room where people can come in and buy beer to go or sit down and have a pint.
We also have craft soda and tea for non-beer drinkers as well.
We work with Wayne Bruns. He's our commercial loan officer.
More like family now, and
yeah,
our biggest supporter in personal banking.
Yeah, we have our personal banking, Kasasa, and the Saver account. Oh, love it. Yeah. We're like family, and definitely a great partner to have. All the folks up front have always been extremely helpful. Melissa and Tyler especially. See them on a weekly basis.
Yes, right.
Woodland to us came very highly recommended from multiple people in the community. Kind of hit it off with everyone right away, and sort of felt like the right thing.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
That's the Woodland way.
It's the citrus sale at Super One Foods. This is Kurt, store manager of Super One North. On sale this week, California grown navel oranges or Texas red grapefruit, only 99 cents a pound. Stock your fridge with heirloom navel oranges, Cara oranges, or Mineola tangerines, all 3-pound bags, 2 for $6. Don't forget to shop our meat and deli departments as well as our cheese island. Looking for a quick and healthy lunch option? Take a trip through our salad bar or hot bar. Super One Foods, proud to be part of your community.
Hi, this is Denny Holzman, Doctor of Physical Therapy at Grand Itasca. As a member of the Grand Itasca Sports Medicine team, I'm happy to help expand our coverage to my hometown of Hill City. Now providing training room time and sideline coverage, we're able to support more local athletes, ensuring safe play and prompt injury care. The Grand Itasca Sports Medicine team is your first call for sports injury care. We'll get you back to the game as soon and safely as possible.
Grand Itasca, part of Fairview Health Services.
If your windows stick, slip, squeak, or leak, replace them with Andersen windows. With low E-glass, low maintenance exteriors, and rich wood interiors, standard and custom sizes, they can turn simple window replacement into serious home improvement.
Stop and see Derek, your Andersen window specialist at Andersen Glass, Grand Rapids.
And welcome back to the Sports Issue on KOZY. Joe Gigliotti along with Sheldon Willis. And thanks again to John Nalen for the Saturday morning report from the state wrestling tournament. We have Greenway Boys basketball coming up here shortly. But quickly, we'll chat some Wild and Wolves. We'll start with the Wolves. Minnesota in action last night against Orlando. And some first quarter action here. D'Angelo Russell helping the cause.
D'Lo's got Fultz in jail on his hip. Fades and fires at the elbow and knocks it down again. 9 points for D'Angelo Russell on 4 of 7 shooting. 21-19. Timberwolves have their first lead of the game.
We were tied 35-35 after 1. We go to the second, and Orlando going up by 10.
There's a lob baseline looking for Josh Okogie. A couple of Magic defenders read that well, including Terrence Ross and Vucevic. Here's Vuce on the 3. No. Fultz with an offensive rebound. The putback is there. 10-point Orlando lead.
And they would lead by 4 at halftime, 69-65. We go to the third, and Minnesota takes the lead back.
They forced a missed 3, and now they've got possession. A chance to take the lead with a triple. A 2 would tie it. Juancho, light side, catch and shoot 3 is good, and the Wolves do have the lead, 77-76.
But after 3, Orlando gets the lead back, 103-98. And we go to the fourth, Magic pulling away.
Here's Beasley, got stripped at the free throw line. Here's DJ Augustine with the basketball. He'll go right to the rim. Nobody's stopping him. There's nobody home to stop him. Another timeout, Minnesota, and it might be too late. 8 minutes left to play, and the Wolves are down by 14.
And Alan Horton taking us home.
So the horn will sound here in Orlando. The Timberwolves, who were looking for their second straight win after 9 straight road losses. They had a 6-point lead late in the third, but Orlando really dominated the final quarter and a half.
And the Magic win 136-125. After the game, head coach Ryan Saunders.
We know we're giving up size, but second chance scoring. I mean, they got guys who are aggressive on the offensive glass, but we can help that as a group, and we'll address our deficiencies and make our corrections and be ready for Sunday.
A lot of newcomers to this team, and Saunders says they're learning.
Every moment right now is a teachable moment. Had the outcome not been what we wanted in Miami, that would have been a teachable moment in a lot of ways. There's so many teachable moments with our group, which is why I've been stressing so much that we can't waste days. No matter how you might feel, no matter what point of the season you're in, you can't waste days.
And the Wolves will take on Dallas tomorrow. You can hear the game on KOZY. 2 o'clock pregame, 2:30 opening tip. Wild, well, they're surging. They pick up a 5-0 win last night over Columbus. Goals from Jules Erikssonek, Jared Spurgeon, Ryan Hartman, Zach Parisi, and Kevin Fiala. So the Wild with a 7-1 win the other night over Detroit, and now a 5-0 win last night over Columbus. And interim head coach, Dean Evison, jumping on the Blue Jackets early and often.
Yeah, and the great start really helped too, because we were able just to roll lines like you guys talked about last night. We were able to do that the entire game. So our start was key for sure to get up.
Zach Parisi on the Wild, scoring in bunches.
We're fine in the back of the net. We're playing smart in the offensive zone. We're holding on to the puck, and puck's going in. So it's I guess it's a recipe that's working right now for us, and we'll have a few tough matches coming up the next couple days back at home. So enjoy this and be ready for those.
That Zach Parisi, who was nearly traded earlier in the week at the deadline to the Islanders, but that trade did not happen. And goaltender Alex Stalock here on the win last night.
I mean, every game the rest of the way, every next game I think is our next meaningful one. Obviously, they're missing key components. A lot of teams are, and guys are playing hurt. Whether it's in our locker room or their locker room, and guys are playing through it and competing hard minutes and blocking shots when maybe they shouldn't be. And that's a team game. It's a team win, and that's what we're talking about in here. So
the Wild now with 71 points. Just 1 point out of a wild card spot in the Western Conference. Good test tomorrow for the Wild. They meet Washington in St. Paul. Pre-game at 6:45, face-off at 7. Catch the game here on KOZY. When we come back, Greenway Boys Basketball, ready to go in studio, KOZY.
Minnesota News Network, I'm Brent Palm. Senator Amy Klobuchar is competing in today's South Carolina primary and will be at St. Louis Park High School tomorrow for a rally ahead of Super Tuesday.
It's one of many events on behalf of the Democratic presidential hopeful scheduled for this weekend. In addition, Minnesota leaders, including Senator Tina Smith and Representative Dean Phillips, are traveling around the state for a bus tour on Klobuchar's behalf, with rallies firing up local supporters and volunteers set for Edina and St. Cloud today and Rochester and St. Paul tomorrow. Campaign organizers and volunteers say they'll discuss why Klobuchar is the best candidate to unify the country. Scott Peterson reporting.
Man from the Monoman area is suing Amtrak, alleging he was kicked off the Empire Builder because he's black. Xavier Edison says he was traveling from Detroit Lakes to the Twin Cities and wanted to move to a different seat, away from a passenger who smelled of alcohol. He claims the conductor ordered him to get back to his seat while white passengers were allowed to sit wherever they wanted. This is M&M.
Battery power made by Steel. From trimmers and mowers to chainsaws and blowers, Steel battery tools are exactly what you need to tackle your to-do list. Whether you need to maintain your yard or completely transform your landscape. Battery power made by Steel. Steel is not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot, always at a local Steel dealer. Real Steel. Find yours at SteelDealers.com. Lowe's and the Home Depot are trademarks of their respective companies.
The snowflakes are falling, your car won't start, and you already slipped on the ice twice this week. Ah, the joys of a Minnesota winter. You could let the weather get you down, or you could embrace it. Take advantage of the cold winter by taking the Polar Plunge for Special Olympics Minnesota. With over 25 locations statewide, there's a Polar Plunge event near you. Earn ultimate Minnesota bragging rights while making a difference in your community. Register now at plungemn.org. Embrace the cold and support Special Olympics Minnesota.
Classic Radio weather.
Here's your KOZY weatherology forecast. Cloudy this afternoon with a high of 35. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of flurries tonight, lows level off around 23. Cloudy skies expected. Cloudy skies tomorrow, chance for mixed precipitation, highs around 42. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times, Monday with a high of 31. 37, chance for mixed precipitation Tuesday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 10 above.
Grant Hansen now has the ball. Pass underneath for McKnight. Beautiful extra pass. McKnight had a shot there, drew the defender, but then he made the extra pass to a cutting J.J. Hall. Drove the lane, got the pass, made the easy layup. That is good team ball. Hansen bringing the ball up court, coast to coast, right-hand layup through traffic. He sliced through 3 defenders and got the shot to fall. A freshman. Huskies have the ball in Prado's hands at the elbow free throw line. Goes back outside the arc to Heinle. Tries a spin move. Stolen by DeChambeau. Two-hand slam going the other way.
Some sounds from the Greenway boys basketball season so far. They get set for playoffs this coming week. Welcome back to the Sports Issue. Joe Gigliotti, Sheldon Willis, and a table full of Raiders.
Yeah, we do, although there's not a lot of green at this table. I figured James, you have green underneath there? Okay, that's good. At least someone's representing here. On those highlights, Grant, he didn't say a two-handed slam for you.
I'm getting there.
You're getting there? How close? Lead into the mic. How close are you?
Close enough.
Can you grab the rim with one hand? No, not quite. Dylan DeChambeau, Grant Hansen, Gordy Scar, James Duquette, hey, got it, and J.J. Hall here on the Sports Issue. You're going to come out and join us. Mr. Gigliotti's going to come. He was sick last week, so he made me do all of these interviews. But this week he said he's not infectious anymore. So, Dylan, we're going to start with you. You're coming into playoffs. Everyone, of course, talks QRF this time of year, and you think seedings are final tomorrow, but everyone thinks it's actually going to be Eveleth jumping Mesabi East with a tiebreaker, and that'll be your first round opponent.
I mean, that's what Gordon says. I'm going to go with that.
Gordy, are you the QRF whisperer? You're the one who knows how it goes.
Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm also like the stat guy, so anyone needs some stats, they come to me.
Okay, so how many points does Dylan need to hit a milestone here? Do you know that? No one's telling him.
I could know, maybe. We'll see.
But you're not saying?
I'm not saying.
Well, why not, Dylan? Why don't they let you know that?
I don't know. It's making me mad.
It's been a good season for Greenway basketball. And James, talk a little bit about some of the highlights of this season or some of the wins that you look back on that you like.
Well, we really liked there's a Deer River win when we won by quite a bit at Deer River, and that was a big win for us. And there was another one against Northwoods. We won a close one from them. Really, our free throws really put us over the top against them. It's probably the big ones.
So, JJ, you got anyone who's going to help the Gophers out with free throws? I don't know if anyone watched the Maryland game. If they could hit a couple free throws, they would have gotten a win.
Yeah, I haven't seen that game, though.
Oh, okay. You didn't. Anyone watch that game? Anyone have any comment?
Yeah.
Gordy?
They were terrible at free throws. They needed me out there.
Or anyone, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Anyone here hitting the front end of a 1-and-1? But, and Grant, just talk overall basketball-wise, how much pressure is there, say, in the last minute of a game where you have a 1-and-1? How much pressure is there on that first shot? It makes things a lot tougher.
Yeah, it's really tough.
How many times have you been in that situation where you're on the line in the last minute or two of a game knowing, this seals the deal if I can just make a couple free throws?
Not a lot. It's usually Dylan out there because he usually drives and gets fouled. Hack him.
So, Dylan, what do you think in those situations? How do you calm the nerves and make sure the shots like you can?
It's just a free throw.
Just a free throw. And how do you convince yourself of that?
I make them all the time in practice, so I'm like, oh, they're not too hard. So.
Is it same, JJ? Is that it's just a free throw? I do this all the time.
Sometimes, yeah, depending on the game.
Would that be the case in a section semifinal game against Esco when it's within a one possession game? Is it still just a free throw?
Yeah, but then I don't think of it as just a free throw. Scary.
Yeah, that's exactly what. A lot of sports, team sports, you don't end up with that. All the spotlight is on you with nothing else going on. In hockey, there's always action, unless maybe a penalty shot. There'd be that kind of focus. Does that make it different a little bit in basketball? Those late free throws?
Yeah, it's much different. I think it's a lot more important. Like you can just win by one, and one free throw can win it all. Yeah.
Now here's the thing about basketball, or any sport. And I give this to you, James. A point in the first half is the same value as a point in the last 2 minutes. So missing free throws in the first half is just as bad, but it doesn't seem as bad.
Yeah, well, I would say that, every free throw counts and every point counts too. So, well, if the ones at the end of the game do, put a lot of pressure on you, but you should still keep that same mentality of that every point counts throughout the game.
You finished off the season with a solid win over Eveleth, right, Grant? And that was that at Eveleth or at home?
It's at Eveleth.
And that's likely going to be your first round opponent. Is it tough playing a team twice, back to back, or not really?
No, we got film on them. We scouted them pretty good. They 1-3-1. They get pressured a lot and they throw the ball away.
Now, Dylan, whether it's Eveleth, Gilbert, or Mesabi East, however that breaks down, will not go final, even with Gordy's recommendation until it goes final tomorrow. But next to last game of the season, you played Mesabi East, so you got both of these guys in your recent history.
Yeah, I mean, we've played both teams towards the end of the season, so I mean, it's nothing really different. It's just, I feel like Mesabi is just a totally different team than before, so it's gonna be a little different game than normal.
And it might have been before you came in here, JJ, but talking about Mesabi East, it's a little bit, they present a little bit different challenge because of having a great shooter in Hanuxala who can, I don't know, scare you a little bit because he can shoot his team back into it.
Oh, yeah.
How do you, and I watched a great shooter last night in Cromwell, Pasternich, right?
Yeah.
But what do you do against a great shooter like that to make sure he doesn't help his team pull an upset?
Get really in his face pretty much. There's nothing you can do. You shoot anyway. Either make or miss for him.
Because you're not going to stop him from shooting, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You put, and do you try to put someone taller on him to make sure he's not, I know Grant's a great defender, but you try to put someone taller out there to say, hey, shoot over this.
Taller, quicker, yeah, pretty much.
Dylan, do you often draw the best offensive threat of the other team?
I feel like it goes between me and Grant most of the time. Like if it's a shorter, quicker guy, then Grant will take him. I'll help off him. But if it's like a taller guy like Hanuxala, I'll probably guard him.
So who's the toughest guy to make sure he stays in front of you? The guy who gives you the most problems driving past you.
Oof.
Like any team?
Yeah, on the opposing team.
I don't know.
I stumped him.
I go with Hunter. Hunter's pretty good shooter.
Hunter.
Hanuxala.
Okay.
I'd probably go with him.
And who gives you the most problems just launching threes over the top, Grant, where you say, I got to get on him tighter?
Oh, probably Morrison. from Deer River.
From Deer River, likes to launch the threes. Now, we'll have you, because I know you play a lot of the single A teams. You played Northwoods, you played Deer River, you played Nashwauk. As you look at 7 single A, give me a scouting report. What do you think of some of the top teams in 7 single A based on who you played?
I think Northwoods is always good. They have all that experience. But I think Nashwauk, they could do it if they hold their heads together. Yeah.
Favorite game from the season so far, Gordy?
Favorite game? The Rapids game, definitely.
What made that one so fun?
It was just a packed house, and it was loud, and we were winning most of the game, and it was just really fun.
Well, and I know last year's Rapids game, JJ, they came out and kind of jumped on you early and kind of took the air out of the gym and out of the crowd. This year, when you jumped up early on your home court, did that make it a whole different feel for that game?
It did, yeah. They weren't really like focused on me last year. It was always like Dylan and Jace, but then I just like sneak around. This year they're like more tight on me. Yeah.
And do you look at that as I look at it and say, well, that was still a loss, Grant, the one to Grand Rapids. Was that still a highlight because it was kind of a playoff atmosphere, full gym on your home court?
Yeah, it was fun to play. I mean, every shot went in, everyone was loud. It was cool.
Chatting with Greenway Boys Basketball here on the Sports Issue. Dylan, I know you were looking forward to signing day. That happened. How did it feel?
Felt pretty cool. Having all my friends and family there supporting me on signing day, and having Eli signed too. I mean, it was pretty cool. Both me and him are pretty excited.
Going to UMD for football, correct?
Yep.
All right. And how often are you in contact with UMD?
I mean, every couple days. I mean, we're always texting back and forth, so.
He's representing with the Bulldog hat here this morning,
Yeah, I
too.
like that. And I know you're a great high jumper as well. You've headed state last 2 years in the high jump?
Yep.
And is there any thought that you might do a little spring jumping for UMD, or is that not really part of the equation at all?
I don't know about jumping. I'm thinking about probably doing sprints. Probably sticking with the 100, maybe 200.
Okay.
If they need somebody to jump, I'll probably try it out, but
you
probably just do some more sprints then.
And did you go to state in a sprint last year as well?
Yep.
In the 100?
Yeah, the 100 and 4x1.
And I know this isn't supposed to be a track and field preview, but who's back off of that 4x1? Do you have a good base for that yet?
Yeah, I mean, we still have the same guys coming back besides Matt Jessica, and I'm pretty sure we're going to fill that one up with Grant or somebody else. I don't know, but we should still have a pretty good one.
Not you, Gord.
No, not me.
You are not a sprinter, and you can't go that fast in golf spikes.
I mean, I could sprint that fast. It just doesn't seem fun to me to run for 10 seconds down a lane.
Now he sounds like you in cross country. Oh, I could do that if I wanted.
Yeah.
Could he do that if he wanted? No. Well, we could have a golf preview yet too, because you're one of the anchors on that golf team, right?
Oh, yeah.
Who else is with you? Who's coming back?
We got 2 hockey players, Micah Jernander and Brock Trebojevic. They're playing this year.
Hockey players are often pretty good golfers.
Yeah,
I hope so.
They're good, yeah.
Why do you say you hope so?
I mean, it's just the same.
Yeah, same stroke. Same stroke. Is it the same stroke? Do you have a good slap shot?
I do have a good slap shot.
And he can do everything. He knows the QRF. He's a QRF whisperer. And getting back to basketball, are there specific goals the team has as you hit playoffs? I know last 2 years you've been down at UMD. What are the goals that the team has?
Well, I would say the goals are to try and make it to state, as probably an end goal. But like our goals right now are probably just to get through the first couple of games, get some wins, and continue throughout the playoffs and try and make that state run.
Do you prepare any differently for a playoff game versus a regular season game?
I mean, I would say we wouldn't have as much time to watch over film and stuff for the games, but yeah, I'd say we normally practice the same way as a normal game.
Anybody have like an extra pregame routine or anything they do differently for a playoff game? Or anybody have a wacky pregame routine to begin with?
I shower before games.
Shower before games, but not after?
Well, I shower after too.
You shower after too. Okay, well that's good. That's good. Is he the only guy in the shower before the game?
Usually, yeah.
Usually, okay.
We let him go.
It's just Grant. Okay.
Little freshman.
You don't have any weird things that you do before a game?
I wait to go to the locker room until the JV scores their first point in the second half.
Okay.
That's a decent one.
Well, you can't do that in playoffs. There's no
Can't do
JV
that
game.
Yeah. We'll just have to figure something out. Maybe we'll watch some film on the JV.
Well, you'll just have to wait till everyone else goes in. You just have to wait 5 minutes, right?
Yep.
Everyone else has to go in first.
Yep.
Right. You could mess that up, James. Just wait. I'm not going in. I'm not going in, Gordon.
Yeah.
JJ, how much do you know about the other half of the section? I know you play more of the northern half teams or subsections in 7AA, but you got, Esco, Moose Lake, Piers, who else is in that section down there, and what do you know about those teams?
I know nothing. That's all Gordon. Gordon fills all of us in.
So you don't share your scouting report until the games are right in front of you.
Usually, but like the other subsection, we have to wait a few games to play them, so
yeah,
I can give a couple hints about them.
What do you see in the other half? I'm making you do the coaching or the scouting deal, Gord. What do you see in the other side of the section?
I see Moose Lake being really good. They're really quick, I hear. They got a deep bench, and they lost to Esco by 2.
Okay.
But I think that was when Esco had their best player still. But he's out for the season, I guess. Yeah, Northwood's beat Moose Lake, and then Piers is decent. We lost to Piers in our Christmas tournament, but
so you did see Piers.
Yep. And
during
then
the year.
Crosby they're decent too. We should have beat them, but
you didn't.
Yeah, we didn't. We had a rough end to that game.
So Grant, the way this works, you get a first round game at home. Then you're going to play another North subsection team. We're guessing Duluth Marshall, but obviously we don't know, at UMD. And then in the semifinals you cross over. How far ahead do you look in the playoffs? Is that in your mind at all? The games down the road, or do you?
One game at a time.
Okay, so you're looking at Eveleth, probably. What do you? And we talked already. You finished off the season at Eveleth. Did you beat them bad enough that you hope their confidence is way down when you come into this game?
I think they're a team that they can fire back too. So I'm just ready to play the same game last time.
And it was a 30-point win, Dylan, last game of the year.
Gordon, is that right? 30 points. Yep.
88-56 or 86-56, somewhere in there. Okay,
Yeah.
So 32.
Yeah.
I was close.
You were close.
I was really close. See, I'm kind of a round numbered guy. I'm not as exact as Gord. Grant said your zone really bothered them.
Yeah, it did. We came in second half with the 1-3-1, and it just pretty much crushed them, and just stuck with that the rest of the game, and we got a pretty good lead.
So do you like playing? What's your favorite defense to play, JJ? Do you like that 1-3-1, or what do you like playing?
I like the 1-3-1 a lot, or man, one of the two.
What's fun about the 1-3-1?
I don't know. It's just more turnovers, I guess, sometimes, and then it's like we work as much, but like it's just easier sometimes. I guess
different.
Okay.
We're normally a man zone,
You're obviously not the runner on the baseline when you say you don't have to run.
That's Grant. No, I'm more of a center guy.
Grant says, what do you mean you don't run as much in a 1-3-1, right?
Back and forth. I gotta run back and forth.
Exactly. That always looks like the toughest spot to play. Yeah. What's the secret to playing that on a 1-3-1? That baseline runner.
I don't know. I kind of got a good feel of it because I played it all last year too. So I don't know.
Some anticipation.
Yeah.
So because teams really like that corner 3 against the 1-3-1. That's a spot where you can often get a shot off. Do you need some help from the high
we usually
defender?
have the guy on the elbow come and trap the corner.
Okay.
And then the middle guy slides down, so then they don't get him pass in the middle.
Like a coach told me, no matter what you call it, every zone looks like a 2-3 at some point.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I see every time somebody runs a zone 2.
It's like, it's a 1-2-2, 1-3-1, and then, it looks like a 2-3 right now.
Yep. Or sometimes a 3-2.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, and do you end up on the point on that, hassling that perimeter pass on the 1-3-1?
Yeah, I'm on the top, JJ's in the middle, Gordon's on the wing, Weston or Israel's on the wing, and Grant's on the low.
And you can probably cause some problems for that perimeter pass out on the top.
Yeah.
Is that a fun place to go?
Yeah, I like that. Get a lot of breakaways. Sometimes you get a couple dunks.
So what's the over-under for dunks against Evelyn for Dylan? You gonna? I know you can't bet on high school ball, but give me the over-under.
He about 3.
3?
I'll get 1.
Gord will get 1. How many have you had this year?
I got 1 against Evelyn the other day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the over-under is 1 for you.
Yep.
And JJ, how about you? You got any dunks in you for the game against Evelyn?
No.
No. Because you can dunk.
Sometimes, yeah. Depends.
Sometimes. Okay. You're still teaching him that, Dylan?
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck as playoff starts. And by the way, all Greenway playoff games are going to be on J105.
Perfect.
So we got you on the air. We got everyone tucked into that, and it'll be over on 105.5 right from the first round.
Okay.
So good luck, guys.
Thank you.
That's Greenway boys basketball as they get set for playoffs this coming week. We'll take one more break and be back to wrap up things on KOZY.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's #1, #2 employee. Leave a message at the... Hey, Jamie, it's me, Jamie. This is your daily pep talk. I know it's been rough going ever since people found out about your a cappella group, Mad Harmony, but you will bounce back. I mean, you're the guy always helping people find coverage options with the Name Your Price tool. It should be you giving me the pep talk. Now get out there, hit that high note, and take Mad Harmony all the way to nationals this year! Sorry, it's pitchy.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Don't you love that feeling when you've just nailed your look? That's how it feels to use Stitch Fix, your personal styling service that delivers hand-picked clothes right to you. Stitch Fix is simple and convenient. Sign up in just a few minutes, and you can try out new styles right at home. And there's no subscription required, ever. So, isn't it time you started nailing your look? Get started today at StitchFix.com. Stitch Fix, personal styling for everybody.
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Minnesota. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
This message brought to you by the Minnesota State High School League, the Minnesota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association, and KOZY KMFY Radio.
Our final segment on our Saturday morning on KOZY. Sheldon Willis is getting set to head off to Duluth-Denfeld High School for Grand Rapids semifinal girls basketball playoff action here today. Grand Rapids taking on #1 seeded Hermantown. Pre-game at about 12:45, opening tip at 1. Catch the action right here on KOZY. And then later on tonight, or late this afternoon, Twin Spring Training Baseball, Grapefruit League action against Pittsburgh. Pre-game at 5 and opening pitch at 5:05. And then tomorrow, doubleheader, Timberwolves basketball against Dallas, 2 o'clock pregame, 2:30 for your opening tip. And then later on tomorrow, it'll be Wild Hockey against Washington. A good matchup against one of the best in the NHL. Wild and the Capitals tomorrow night, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock opening faceoff. And again, this coming week, Lots of boys basketball playoff action, and hopefully the Lady Thunderhawks still in action next week as well. Fingers crossed. Big thanks again to John Nalen for joining us here this morning from the state wrestling tournament in St. Paul. And thanks again to Greenway Boys Basketball for joining us in studio. And thanks so much for joining us, and we will do this all again next Saturday morning from 8 to 10, and the sports issue wouldn't be possible without our sponsors. Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital, Jimmy John's, Anderson Glass, and Northern Star Cenex A&W of Deer River. Thank you also to Dondelinger Ford, McDonald's, Woodland Bank, and Super One Foods. Have a great rest of the weekend, and hey, we welcome in March tomorrow. For Sheldon Willis, I'm Joe Gigliotti. This has been the Sports Issue on KOZY.
Classic Hit Radio, 1320 KOZY Grand Rapids, and FM 93.1.
From ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. An agreement to end America's longest war. The U.S. and the Taliban signing a historic deal that would bring U.S. troops home, and the Taliban agreeing to keep terrorists out of the country. Secretary of Defense Mark Esper joining the head of NATO addressing service members in Kabul.
Today could be a very historic moment. So I want to thank you all for what you've done from the bottom of my heart as a former soldier myself. I know the sacrifices you've all made. I know the sacrifices your families have made. So thank you for what you do.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo at the signing ceremony in Doha.
The Afghan government